On January the 31st, 2013, the extreme sports world was shaken by the death of 25-year-old Caleb Moore, a talented snowmobile freestyle rider whose rise through the Winter X Games competition had made him one of the sport's most brightest young athletes. What began as another high-stakes night of competition in Aspen, Colorado, an arena Caleb knew well and had thrived in, ended with a crash that would change the conversation around freestyle snowmobiling forever. In the days that followed, fans, fellow riders, and the wider action sports community were left in disbelief, struggling to understand how a single moment could take the life of someone so gifted, driven, and deeply loved. But what exactly happened that day? Let's talk about it. This is the story of Caleb Moore and the accident that claimed his life. Caleb Moore was born on August 28, 1987 in Texas to parents Wade and Michelle Moore. He grew up in a small town with his younger brother Colton Moore, and from a young age both brothers were involved with all-terrain vehicle racing and freestyle riding. The two weren't academically flawed by any means, but from an early age they knew the traditional education and job route career was not for them. Caleb's transition from ATVs to snowmobiles marked a turning point in his career. Though his home state of Texas rarely saw snow, he adapted, reportedly using foam pits and creative training methods early on, as he prepared to compete in snowmobile freestyle. His natural talent and fearless approach caught the attention of coordinators and sponsors, enabling him to make the leap to professional snowmobile competition at a young age. Caleb made his debut at the highest level of the sport in 2010, when he competed at the Winter X Games in Aspen, Colorado. The Winter X Games are an annual action sports event created by ESPN to showcase the world's most advanced winter athletes. First held in 1997, the Games quickly became known for pushing progression, inviting competitors to attempt bigger, riskier, and more innovative tricks than anywhere else. After early editions in California and Colorado, the event settled in Aspen in 2002, where large crowds and global broadcasts helped turn it into the centerpiece of winter extreme sports. Events such as slopestyle, big air, superpipe, and snowmobile freestyle became the signature attractions, with snowmobile competitions standing out for their danger and spectacle. Riders launched 400-pound machines off towering ramps in a constant race to outdo the year before, setting new standards and new risks for the sport. More than just a competition, the Winter X Games became a cultural stage where athletes built their names, careers, and identities. It was in this environment of high pressure that riders like Caleb Moore rose to prominence. On his debut in 2010, despite limited experience on snow compared to many of his peers, he earned a bronze medal in snowmobile freestyle and placed 6th in best trick. Over the next years, he established himself as one of the sport's most promising riders. By 2012, he had already collected multiple X Games medals. Teammates and fellow competitors described him as a rider with a creative mind and strong work ethic. Someone who pushed the boundaries of what snowmobile freestyle could do while staying grounded and demanding of his own performance. He was known for his loyalty to his family and his younger brother Colton. The two had grown up riding together, and their shared background carried into their snowmobile careers. Their bond, and the fact that both embraced the risks of freestyle riding, made them stand out in a sport often marked by extreme danger. By 2013, Caleb Moore was widely regarded as one of the most talented and exciting riders in the world, a rising star with multiple X Games medals, a reputation for pushing limits, and a genuine respect within the community. But the momentum of that rise would soon come to an abrupt and tragic end. Leading up to his performance, Moore had spent years perfecting his aerial maneuvers, training in foam pits, and on smaller ramps to simulate the massive jumps of Buttermilk Mountain. Each trick carried inherent risks, but the stakes were higher at the X Games. A flawless run could mean another medal, recognition from sponsors, and the continued momentum in a sport where progression is relentless. That fateful day was January the 24th, 2013, during the snowmobile freestyle competition at the Winter X Games in Aspen, Colorado. Aspen's snow-packed slopes were dotted with fans, cameras, and fellow competitors, all watching as riders prepared for the signature freestyle runs. The stage was set, the crowd anticipated, and Caleb was ready to take on the trick that had come to define the cutting edge of snowmobile freestyle, the heart attack backflip. He set off, but as he neared the landing, the skis on his snowmobile snagged the snow, flipping him over the handlebars. In the chaos of the crash, Moore was struck by his own snowmobile, leaving him seriously injured on the slope. The incident was caught on camera, and it was terrifying to say the least. Remarkably, Moore was able to leave the landing area under his own strength, and medical personnel quickly transported him to Aspen Valley Hospital. There, doctors diagnosed him with a concussion and discovered bleeding around his heart, a contusion that required urgent attention. Due to the severity of the injury, he was airlifted to St. Mary's Hospital in Grand Junction, Colorado, for heart surgery. During transport, he experienced cardiopulmonary arrest, likely caused by unrelieved pressure around the heart, which led to a lack of oxygen reaching the brain. This complication left him unconscious. Despite the best efforts of medical staff, Moore's condition did not improve over the following days. On January the 31st, 2013, at 9:30 am, he was pronounced dead. The tragedy sent shockwaves through the extreme sports community, reminding everyone of the immense risks, even for the most experienced and talented riders. After Moore died, X Games and ESPN issued a public statement saying, "We are deeply saddened by Caleb Moore's passing. He will be remembered for his natural passion for life and his deep love for his family and friends." The statement added they would conduct a thorough review of this discipline and adopt any appropriate changes to future X Games. Caleb's death left a profound impact on the extreme sports community, his family, and fans across the world. In the days following the accident, tributes poured in from fellow riders, X Games organisers and spectators, all recognising the talent, courage and determination that defined Moore's short but remarkable career. His younger brother, Colton Moore, who had also been injured during the same event, later co-authored a book with Keith O'Brien titled Catching the Sky and released in January 2016. The book explores Caleb's journey through the sport, the risks inherent in freestyle snowmobiling, and the personal story behind his rise to X Games champion. He admitted that reliving the crash and its consequences during writing was painful and brought up deeply buried emotions. Reflecting on the grief and healing process, Colton told the media that keeping Caleb's memory alive through writing, stories, and sharing the family's journey was a form of therapy. He hoped their story might help others facing tragedy, showing that riding on and remembering someone you lost can be part of healing. Moore's family invited the public to observe a moment of silence on February the 7th, 2013, 1 week after his passing, allowing for fans and members of the community to collectively mourn and honour his life. In recognition of his achievements, ESPN presented his family with an X Games gold medal, a gesture meant to celebrate the athletic accomplishments that defined his career. A fellow rider, Levi Lavelle, described Moore as having a very creative mind and said, "I've watched him try some crazy tricks, but he was the first guy to get back on a sled and go and try it again. It showed a lot of heart." Over time, Moore's legacy has been maintained through the grassroots tributes and social media. Fans, friends and fellow riders continue to honour him using hashtags like Ride for Caleb, while decals bearing his name and numbers are placed on snowmobiles, ATVs and dirt bikes in his memory. In the wake of his death, the Winter X Games made several concrete adjustments to improve safety during their competitions. The Best Trick event, known for its extreme risk, was permanently removed from the X Games lineup after 2013. In addition, riders were required to wear enhanced protective gear, including impact-resistant body vests, and snowmobiles were outfitted with modifications such as reinforced ski alignment to reduce the likelihood of crashes and snagged landings. Course designs were also revisited, with adjustments to ramp geometry, landing zones, and additional barriers to protect both athletes and spectators. May he rest in peace. As always, this is not an AI channel, I do everything myself, so if you appreciate my work, subscribe, and if you want to go that extra step to support the channel, maybe consider becoming a member. Let me know what you think about this case in the comments below.
And as always, thank you for watching.